a reminder?
Yep.
All right, easy. Oh, there she is. She's right over there. Why not? Because I respect people's time and we have a 3 p.m. meeting. The moment we call this one now, it's going to be a problem later. All right. How many laws have you passed? A lot.
There you go.
All right. Could you call him in the city as well? I'm just going to stop putting this up.
Hi, where are you? Were you here? Doesn't see. I told you I saw her coming up here. Hi.
Hi.
All right. I'm the Marijuana Act got passed, so I'm throwing it up right now.
Nice.
No!
Hi, are you on your way? Okay, see you soon, bye.
How do you make a table though?
Hey, folks.
Hey.
Hi, Michael.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
HTML to text table. Convert markup.
I did.
Text.
I feel like my midlife crisis was over, so I could cut the ponytail off.
Okay. Feel better?
Feel lighter. And yeah, I guess better. Yeah.
Turn this into a text table. Turn this into an ASCII table. Adjust.
So all that's left is those 3 Richmond houses.
Yup.
I think there was a house on, was it Brogue for like 800K? There's no way that's sold at that price.
Do you have a tablet?
I do.
Let me see.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love Chat GPT chat. Look at this. Watch this.
Oh, there's no Oh my God, they're all gone.
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
They're all gone. Where'd they go?
Sold to the highest bidder.
Wait, they were auctioned off today?
No. I'm just probably tossing
To the
pay
market,
most.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
There was a house, I think it was last week, Roy Lowenstein. Must have went for 900K because that's what it was listed for. And then there was one on Brogue I saw yesterday for 840.
God, these $9 million ones are so nice.
I'm just saying a mayoral house would look real nice.
Sorry, I don't think you can make tables in the fucking legislation reports.
You can't.
Um,
I tried doing it with some of the Marshall reports, and you can't.
Thank you.
I did inquiry about it, and soon TM apparently.
replace ashes with.
But yeah, no tables as of yet.
I'm using
makes-
ChatGPT to like make like a ASCII table.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, whatever's the easiest to read, right?
Yeah. You can't add
What is weird about the MDTs is that it does carry formatting over. So if, let's say, someone created the document at their computer in like Word format and they set a font to like heading 4, if you copy it out of the MDT and drop it into Word, it'll carry that over. So it's kind of strange that you can't put tables in, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm gonna do best effort with this. And I kinda got it, I think. It's gonna kinda look like ass, but better than nothing.
I mean, we could just go and edit it once we can actually make a table again.
Yeah, true. Oh, it's because the copy function in this doesn't. Oh my god, it doesn't copy spaces in the thing. So if there's like, let's say 10 spaces, right? And then you copy that and paste it, it only copies one space, which is very strange. I don't know why, but okay. Okay, this kind of looks pretty good. Are you guys able to edit legislative things?
I
I don't
think
believe
I
so.
can.
I'm not on duty. I'd check.
All right, I'm almost done here. Is Archibald and did Archibald and what did they say? Archibald and
They're not coming.
wait, really? Wait,
Yeah.
what does
they
that
can't
mean?
make it, they said.
Oh, they can't make it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah, I can't edit legislation at all.
You guys can start. Go into the reports tab though,
Mm-hmm.
and then you should be able to find like, see if you can edit those. Like, don't actually do it, but see if you're able to.
No, I can't.
Oh, really? What the fuck?
No, I can't. So now I have 3 government jobs, and I can't with either of them touch it. So it's good.
Okay. All right.
I think I can edit medical reports.
Yeah, I can only do civilian reports, collect documents, and I see the Los Santos County documents, but as a report that I can make, but I don't think I can edit yours, Nino.
That's interesting. Okay. Well, do you see the new one? It's not that bad. Wait, why? Wait, why isn't it in there? Didn't I just make this? Marijuana Decriminalization Act. Oh, you do?
Andy
Okay.
just posted her business one.
I don't see it for some reason.
I mean, it doesn't look... I think it looks okay.
Do you see it in the legislation tab?
No. Hold on. No. I only see Andy's one, but I see it in the reports tab.
Why? Didn't I chat, or am I tripping? Maybe I put it in wrong, is I'm thinking. No, Los Santos County documents. Oh, I put it in the wrong thing. That's why. Legislation. Boom. There we go. Okay, not
Oh, I
bad.
see it. I see it. I see it.
Okay. What does that announcement say? Right in new charge outline use military drones and address. Oh, what the fuck? We've clarified and expanded robbery of a high security institution to be more specific, creating less. Okay. All right. All right. Easy. Okay. All right. So, I got done speaking with Judge Angel, and everything is now in the contention phase. So in 3 days, all the other pieces of legislation that were written will be passed. What is interesting is what that means is it's always 3 days after the DOJ responds to it. So, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It could mean that, you know, sometimes if we write something, it could take maybe longer. Like it could even take 2 weeks, let's say. Not that it's a big deal, right? Not a lot of judges. I understand they got a lot of workload, but the reason I kind of bring that up is in the event, you know, we want to keep that in the back of our minds. If we feel like there's something that needs to be done quick, our window might be smaller than we might expect. So the second thing I want to bring up was I am solely trying to expand our team of legislators, and specifically like Archibald's been cranking away. Robin, I'm going to try to piece off a piece of legislation, and Grayson as well. And the reason I mention that is as a part of the campaign, I made a vow to include more lawyers in the legislative process. Inherently, any lawyer can help document legislation, and it can hit our desk, and then we can review it, we can alter it, and then we can get it signed to get it moved. And I think this just kind of makes our system a lot more efficient, right? If it's just us writing legislation, we're never going to catch up to all the legislative deficit that we have.
Agreed.
And plus, you know, more the merrier. You know what I mean? Like the more people we can get involved, I think the healthier it is for everybody in the city, you know? So,
True. Yeah, it's inclusive.
yes, precisely. I have jotted down, to give you an idea what Archibald's working on, I'll give you a little bit of oversight, is since he's a news reporter, I was like, yo, let's try to get like the right to record legislation written. And we were cooking on this, and the idea is like this, right? Today, anyone can go and get a news job, and they can start recording. Sometimes the police may not want you recording in the lobby, at the hospital. They might get in your face. This is going to make it very clear that they have the right to do so. But at the very same time, and this is the main reason, there was a shootout with the police and the besties, and there was bozos literally going into the shootout with their cameras. I feel a very particular kind of way about it, but if I was a cop, I'd probably, I mean, if I was a cop, I you know, even though you can't do this, I'd probably want to blast those motherfuckers, because it's like, you know, it's kind of stupid. But I do think there is a place for news reporters to feel legislatively protected recording the police in their line of duty. And I think with this legislation, we'll be able to clarify how far news reporters can be in the vicinity of an active crime. In addition to that, news reporters who are wearing very particular gear, I want them to be able to have more rights. So think about like a news vest, like maybe like a blue vest or something, right? To identify themselves. maybe only they're allowed to get somewhat like maybe one block away from a shootout. So that helps the police department in that they can identify a press individual, person on press, while subsequently, if those rules are broken, like, you know, the guy with a vest or without a vest, like runs, like is sitting in the middle of Cyprus while there's a shootout, they could get arrested. And what are the rules around it? So I want to try to draw some clarity there while kind of boosting, like, let's just say war correspondence, quote unquote. The next thing is I went and jotted down a bunch of pieces of legislation into the legislation tab, or not legislation, but like things that need to be worked on. If there is anything anybody wants to add to it, please do so. Like even if like you have a hint of like, hey, maybe we should do this, just add it. Like worst case scenario, it just sits on the to-do list forever. At the end of the day, anybody can like grab something off of that list, and if nothing gets worked on, it probably means we don't care about it, you know? All right, so let's go
All right.
in a circle, starting with clockwise, starting with you, Mike. Like, how are things going? Is there anything you need? And we'll just do updates.
Yeah, no, I'm all good. Website's in really good shape. I finalized the pricing structure for the advertisement and set that space aside so we can get that going on launch. I just have the contact page to build, and then disabling comments and everything's in place. My only blockers are going to be the likes of like Johnny Paps and the other civilians who have agreed to pen articles but haven't gotten to me yet. So I'm just going to follow up with them directly.
Mediclap 2, Mediclap 2, Mediclap 2.
Okay, good shit.
Yeah, straightforward stuff.
Steffi, think of the 13 months.
Nice. Yeah, the website stuff is looking great, Michael.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. As you kind of round out what you're doing with the Chamber of Commerce, Eve, and you know we need to expand or adjust that section of the site, you just let me know.
All right. Yeah, I will probably have a sit down with you and talk about it, because I want to make sure people are informed on what business is going on in the city, and even maybe just give people a space to talk about business as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Regarding the COG, I'm getting a lot of text messages of people who want to talk about their business proposals, but I don't know how we can't do anything if the app isn't ready, right, Nino?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I don't
How's that
know.
looking?
I have no idea. I mean, it could be done next week. It could be done in 2 months. I think I will say that I do think that the next step should be dispensaries and grow houses. And for 2 reasons. Even though here's kind of like my my calculus. Because we get to control who owns the dispensary and the grow house, we can force them to have very good, like, strong auditing, which means inherently via Excel sheets or whatever, they have to report to us how much they're making, how much they're moving, and how much tax they owe us. And we can effectively use that regulation because it's so stringent, like, you know, the way it,
As
like
a base.
as a base, yeah. And then we can let that go into action and then use that formatting for other things. Because if we can get that to work, literally everything else will be easy.
Do we have an idea of who we want to be in that position yet?
Well, I mean, how we dole those out would be like a separate conversation.
Okay.
I am generally of the opinion that it's going to be an auction based on a monthly payment. So I don't think it should be a one-time. It should be like, we're paying $50,000, we're paying $70,000 a month, right? And whoever wins that bid ends up getting locked in. But where were you going with this?
I just got a message from this guy. I don't know who it is. I forgot his name, but he sent me like a huge list of different things that he wanted to do with like a grow house, but legal marijuana.
Nah,
so.
I think we the reality of the matter is, right, everyone is going to come to a doorstep and they're going to be like, hey, I want to do this and that. And some people may have really good ideas. And I do actually, let's table whether we do an auction or we select people for now. I think we got to figure out how it's going to work first.
Yeah, the base of it, like the separate growing, the separate selling, and then we go from there. I liked all of Michael's ideas as well, especially you mentioned how many dispensaries there should be, right, Michael?
Three, yeah.
Yeah.
So 5 years ago, there was 3, and that was across the whole city, including Blaine County as well. But it doesn't really matter because it's just going to be in the city anyway.
Yeah.
This message made me laugh though because he said, "I'm a former FTO of PD Toe, so I know how to follow rules and listen."
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
yeah.
Like good.
I think
good for you.
PD Toe.
Yeah. Yep.
Michael, can you go through like the rolling paper thing from the 24/7 so we all understand it?
Yeah, of course. So, right now, with the availability of loose leaf marijuana baggies on the black market, people can basically just keep buying weed from their dealer, go to the 24/7, roll their own joints, and basically circumvent the dispensaries. But if we get the 24/7s to raise their prices of the rolling papers, or we take it away entirely and make it something that the dispensaries
Only
have to
manufacture
or have to manufacture in the workbench and can sell, then it will basically drive people away from dealers and to the dispensaries, right? Which is the goal.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea. Because that would tie in people having to mix the legal part of it with the legal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's gonna, like, I don't know how cheap weed is right now, but it may not be a lot. Like, there may not even be money in this. But I think that is perhaps something that we, as we kind of build up this framework around it. Honestly, I think, Eve, we should set up a meeting specifically to workshop like bullet points on grow houses and dispensaries. And even if we don't get into the weeds, I think it would be good to have a separate meeting on just like, what are the things we want to do and what are the like inherent restrictions, so that we have a kind of a baseline on what to build off of. Like, should we?
I will say one of the values of being a relatively unknown commodity in the city is I can ask a lot of questions without, any smoke. If you want me to kind of find out what the stuff is worth, I can do that.
Yeah, I think individually, like any information we get would be very useful.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, even if, sorry, just one second. Hey, sure. Justice Angel.
Are you still in your meeting?
Yeah, we're gonna probably be another 20 minutes.
All right, okay. Just call me when you're done.
Will do. All right.
Okay, good luck. Bye.
Yeah, I think if we kind of collectively come to that meeting and bring out ideas to the table, that's going to be really productive. Like things about like, for example, should there be 3? Should we only give 1 and 1 as a starting point, right? And then let those make sure they're good.
Go from there.
Yeah.
I don't think that's bad either. Just having 1 and then seeing if it's something that will be successful and will work in this economy.
Yeah, absolutely. For all we know, and then we could solve like whatever problems there are and then apply it to the next. I think
I'm going to make a suggestion. If we only do 1, you always run the risk of drawing the ire of the people who aren't waking up at that time. Maybe for the first one, do like a blind auction rather than like a live in-person shout out your price type auction.
I agree with that. Yeah. I think it should be like, something where anyone can bid at any point sort of thing. But I agree, it shouldn't be in person.
And I think if you can make like one bid, come in blind, make your bid, and if you don't get it, you don't get it. You can't complain about not being able to wake up, right? We'll accept bids for 24 hours or something, and whoever bids the highest wins.
But even Sorry, go ahead, Eve.
Go ahead, Eve.
No, I was saying even if we run into an issue where people are going to complain that something isn't open 24/7, then they should just not be a business, in my opinion.
No, I mean for the auction, for the actual auction for the license to run the business.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So what I mean by people not being able to wake up, let's say we hold the auction at 3 o'clock, the people who typically wake up during the EU storm,
But that's my point as well. If they really want this business,
They'll wake
they
up
will
for it.
put-
I got you.
No,
Okay.
no. They'll already have a team in
Okay.
place who is willing
True.
to work
I get what you're saying.
all of the hours for this
I got
business.
you.
'Cause that's what I want to see. I don't want another food booth situation where I
Yes.
get complaints that motherfuckers aren't waking up, but maybe they're just like 2 hours in the other storm. I want to see a full team who is working around the clock because there is enough people to do so. That is how I want to see business run in the city.
And I'll hold back my complaints about no food booths being open at nighttime.
Oh my God, that's
Isn't it awful?
I do want to touch on that topic as well after this one, but I think kind of some of the stuff we're talking about, I think we should set up a meeting for Sunday maybe or whatever where we and we discuss it. I'm down to do it today too. I mean, Eve, actually, you know what, Eve, do you want to set up the time for it whenever? And that way everyone's aware when it's going to happen. And I think we should just kind of workshop it for like 30 minutes to an hour or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's important to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll set up a meeting. What's today, Friday?
Yeah.
I'll check what everybody's availability is Saturday and Sunday and latest Monday because I want to get this done.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is going to be fucking exciting. And there's already like, because I talked to Sab, for example, and he was super hyped. Like, whether he gets it or not is whatever, but like, he wants to make like a hookah bar, right? And it's like, that to me, as like a dispensary, is so much cooler because it's like you can go in there, you could smoke hookah, you could smoke weed. It becomes more than just a place where you buy
Like,
a gathering space.
Yes. And I think that's a huge key. And maybe in that same vein, and this is, I'm not saying like this is how we do it, but I'm trying to like spark everyone's like collective creativity, is maybe that grow house is also for someone that's also running a farm, right? So they may be, we're encouraging like, hey, grow your vegetables, but also get the weed going, right? So
I mean, I'd love for people who do like the grow houses to include the community. Like, hey, you want to learn how to grow weed? Come and be a trainee for us for a week or something.
Oh, true. Yes.
I would love like community inclusion like that. Not just like, oh, I have this business now, it's mine, and I'm gonna go and sit in my warehouse. Yeah, I'm gonna sit in my warehouse and not talk to anybody else and just pump out as much weed for the dispensaries as I can, and that's it.
I 1,000% agree. Which
I really want to encourage people to work with more than what they get.
Yeah.
It's just lazy if they just take something and they're like, yeah, well, this can run on its own, but I want people to excel in the business that they have.
Yeah. Which kind of brings me to the next thing, stalls. I am gonna poke the feds about this, but I want to see if we can get a little bit more oversight and control over it, to set a baseline of understanding of how these stalls work. The first person that wakes up, and if there's a stall available, the first one who presses the button wins.
I agree. That's how the old farmers market used to work. And then if you work there for 12 hours, great. But as soon as you leave, that booth is open for somebody else to keep on running the business.
Oh, sorry. I think that's a cool idea. I meant like, how do you get, that's how you get it today. Like, it's like, so if a stall is empty, someone can effectively purchase it for like 6 months. And apparently that's happened.
6?
Yeah,
you can do unlimited.
Yeah, people are purchasing all of these booths. We're not going to see a change in ownership in, I think, forever.
Until January is the next time they come up, and they'll just buy it again.
They have a 3-hour period of which only they can buy it.
I thought it was like weekly. I thought that they have these.
No.
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 6 months is
Mm-mm.
ridiculous.
You literally get to choose how long you want it. It could be a month,
That's half
2
a
months,
year.
3 months. You pick on a
Yeah.
day-to-day basis. But the problem is that the cost per day is $700. So literally, people have like money to spare. So you can. Let's put this into perspective. 6 months times 30 days times 700. You only need $126,000 to own a stall for 6 months. Now,
Seems
make
so
that
low.
you make that in a week or
no,
even less.
no. It's worse. I talked to Ellie. They make $250,000 a day.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They make ridiculous money. It's a money it's a money printer for the people who are gonna keep these booths for 6 months with no cost to running them except having a consistent farmer, and there's not really much cost in farming either if you have everything already.
Yeah.
Isn't that like it excessive? And I don't understand how they're getting that much money.
I mean, to
People
be
are paying
fair,
that much money.
yeah, people are paying that much, and to be fair, tow truckers were making $10K an hour, so, and fishers were making $15 to $20K. So,
I mean, you hit one high quality tree and you can afford a stall for 6 months, right? One of them
Oh,
was for
true.
Oh
Well,
my
at their
Lord.
peak was 125K, not anymore, but that's where I made all my money. I got 3 of them, and I'm sitting at 400 grand right now.
Oh shit! Oh,
3 trees, right?
what was it like? Luck? Like, did you sit in the woods? Like,
It's luck.
It's luck, yeah. I hit 3 in a week and a half. Some people haven't hit 1 in 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So
how's your RuneScape rep looking?
oh, buddy, you don't want to know.
Oh no. Okay.
That's
I
crazy. I,
agree.
didn't know that
I
they kept
agree.
them
We
for
should
6
change it.
months.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do, and the chances are they're going to keep it for the 6 months after that as well.
Yeah.
Like Eve said,
That's
even
really
if you
unfair.
got it for a month, right? As long as you apply for it within the 3-hour window, you get to keep
It's
it.
still yours. Mhm.
Yep.
So those are never gonna change hands. It creates and now let's look at the problem, right? Nothing that shit's never open. And
Never.
so it gets worse. We don't get tax money, only from the purchases. It
Yeah.
gets worse. All the money that they're taking out, we don't get any tax money on it.
It's cash as well.
Yep. And I don't think
I
there's
think
a way
that's
we can
a
monitor
huge
it either.
problem.
At least if it went to the bank, maybe senior bonds could take a cut of that, right? The plaza could take a cut of that, like tax that money, but they get it in cash.
Well, speaking of tax, I don't even think they pay like a commercial property tax on the stalls.
No,
do
they don't.
So
This
it's
sounds
No,
like
it's
a
just
so
huge issue.
they have to get a permit from the county clerk, but that after a disagreement between Leah and Ash, Leah
Yeah.
completely stopped getting permits from them, so they don't even pay to have a food permit. Basically, all of these people don't have food permits, but I don't think they need any because there's no legislation that says they
Right.
do anymore.
Well, good start on that.
Yeah, that is what I was contemplating, and I actually think that we see the problem is we don't even have a way to know who owns it.
I think I have a static list, kind of. Except if they transfer ownership, I don't know. Like, they can do that,
Yeah.
and you
Wait.
wouldn't know. I'm pretty
Wait.
sure the document's still up to date with the owners, because that's how the owners just haven't. They just
Well,
haven't changed.
Like, I guess what I'm saying is because people do ratty shit. Like, if there's no way for us to verifiably, like, in court, say someone owns something, right? Like, they'd have to let us know they own it. Or am I wrong about that?
So far, I have Harry Brown, Miguel, Future. I think the coffee shop, I don't know who owns it now. Oh,
I know
Jason
I
Ledson.
know who. Yeah.
Then the sushi place is now Jasper Johns and Denzel Wallace, but it's not open because they have issues with the fish. Sparky Kane, Cow Mao and Gabby, Alexander Bones, Raymond, and then Leah. And I think that's pretty up to date.
Yeah.
I feel like we should have information on everybody who owns one of these stalls, no? At least just who owns it.
Yeah, this document is the only way that we know through talking to people. There's no other way to see. Like I don't think we as the mayor's office can go into the back and check.
Should we do like legislation that they have to come and like
And
register it? Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
In the legislation, should we also can we say in legislation that they have to keep the property at a minimum of a certain amount of hours?
Yes,
Or
we can.
We
Yes,
should.
we can do that. And if they don't, then they have to forfeit the booth.
that's a good idea.
But then who's gonna regulate that? Because they can be like, yeah, but we were open 5 hours last door.
Yeah.
Actually, like we'd have to have a panel that lets us check how often they were open.
I think that's what we need, yeah. Because I hear horror stories, but then I also don't know like what's true and what's not true. Like
Yeah.
like for example, I heard that the carnival place or whatever only sells to themselves. But I mean, it was open earlier today. I didn't see that. So there's a lot of like devious lies, but then, you know, there's no way to verify anything. And even with the owner thing, right? Like, we may have an idea who owns it, but like, let's say we went to court, we can't really say, hey, this person claims they own it. The court's gonna be like, well, prove they own it, right?
No, Funhouse Food is one of the most active stalls that they have there. They're very, very active, so they
Yeah.
don't just sell to each other.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's table that for now. I think we Eve, I would put like a ticket up for like, hey, let's come up with some level of a stall legislation.
Mhm.
And
I mean, I have two that got submitted by one guy was for the like an FDA type thing for like
Mhm.
health checks for the food, and then one was ashes. So we can review ashes
I'd love to
and
help
see
with
if-
that legislation too.
and see if that's good enough, or then we just call Ash in to like, you know, expand it on what we want.
yeah, I agree with that. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to poke the feds to see if we can get a little bit more tooling. Transparently, I would love to see more food stalls in like Cyprus, for example. Just somewhere else in the city so that there's more options. And I feel like there's just a few and it's all in one spot. Like spreading it would just be great. But you know, that's neither here nor there. Is there anything else you want to? Oh, go ahead, Eve.
No. I was just thinking about the logistics of having food stalls in the middle of a gang war in Cyprus.
Oh, I mean, like,
Which I think it's really that much because every gang member owns a food stall at the plaza, and whenever they get mad
Yeah.
at each other, they just clap each other's employees.
Yep.
yeah. Only reason I
So-
say Cyprus is like on the opposite end
It's
of.
opposite side.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't disagree. It needs to be spread out, and it would give more people opportunity to actually move around. I'd love functioning food trucks, like that would be amazing, but people just, you know, use down in the city.
Yep, agreed.
But yeah,
Oh,
that is...
Maze Bank Arena.
Ooh.
Holy shit. I mean, even if it was concession stands and mostly like ice cream and like, holy fuck, that's actually fire. Okay. Well, okay, let me not get too ahead of myself
Sounds like a
because
lot of work,
Yeah.
like a lot of, you know.
get to it, chop chop. No. Is there anything else in the cock related stuff?
Yeah, I want to start working on the approval and denial stuff. So I don't know if that, I know you want to do, I mean, we can't really do anything with that until the app is good. Because I can have meetings with people. I'm fine. I'm like having meetings with people. I'm listening to
So
other ideas. I'm filing their proposals away if they have physical proposals. Um, However, even having the legislation up isn't going to help us if we can't give people licenses.
I high key, low key. Okay, so I think we need to bake in incentivization through legislation before we give any business licenses out. And I'm okay with, like, I want to hear, you know, this isn't like cut in stone, so I'd like to hear like alternatives to this. But the way I see it is like this: because there's no purpose for having a business license, if we kind of give them out, we're sort of like removing our ability to build something on top of it, right? Because we'll inherently get restricted by the businesses we've already approved. So I almost feel like we should have yet another meeting where we sit down and we talk about what are the perks of owning a business. And I think building that as a foundation, we send out that legislation and then we start approving. And that might include everything from preventing certain businesses from not operating illegally. It could be something like, or on the other end of the spectrum, we might say that you have to pay X amount every month, right? Or maybe you need to show your books, like you need to be generating a certain amount of revenue. Like, for example, maybe as a part of our approval process, holy shit, this might be a good idea. Let's say I'm gonna run a tow business, or like with Julian Turbo. When they come to us, they have to tell us as a part of their proposal how much their monthly revenue is, and they commit to that. But why would you do it? Why wouldn't you just run it
Yeah, I'm
illegally?
like, what is the incentive?
Yeah, what are you getting?
These are good
Oh,
ideas. And
fuck.
Julian gave me a beautiful proposal. Like,
Yeah.
it's great. He even has things like that. You know, he has his how much money they want to make, how much they are making, and stuff like that. But again, like, what's the point?
Maybe we just start with the grows and dispensaries and hope that we get something soon.
Base. Yeah.
I will see if I can try to get a timeline for business updates, because if I hear back that we're not going to get something for 2 months, that might change.
Yeah.
Then like a soon TM, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd have to approach the way we do business in a very different way, like giving out permits instead of licenses, because what's the point?
Agreed.
What's the point of business then entirely? But yeah, I mean, the biggest complaint I'm getting is just, you know, business bank accounts, I think. And I think only the owner right now has access to them. Even if they, I don't even know if they do get, do you know? Nino?
I don't know anyone that's got one. I don't think they exist.
I do.
Oh, what? Oh.
Do they have business accounts?
I believe Cash for Trash does. I know someone who knows the owner. I can speak
Cash
to
for
them.
trash.
Oh, can we ask Wyatt as well? What his like
Oh yeah,
feedback on he's the owner, right? I'll call him.
Yeah,
after
I believe. Well, actually, I don't know if ownership was transferred because wasn't there a previous owner?
Might have been, yeah, on that Jack.
Yeah.
But I think it's maybe in Wyatt's name. I'll just double check.
Okay.
I just want to know if they have a business account, because that's an incentive. That's a really big incentive to separate your personal money from the money your business is making.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... Huh. I wonder if it was judges that cut those. Like, you know? Like, that would be shitty, to be honest, if it's a judge that does it, because, you know, this isn't meant to be any slight towards them, but, you know,
what do they have to do with it?
Basically? Yeah, exactly. And there'd be a rough stopgap.
Yeah, back in the day when I wanted to transfer my businesses or my business accounts, I had to go through a judge every single time, and I remember transferring between myself and Lang like 20 businesses, and he had like there had to be a contract, there had to be letters signed. Like they were so uppity about it. But I think that was after the Sanguine War when everybody just transferred their assets willy nilly without thinking about it. So I could understand why they are like that, but again, why restrict people who are trying to do good?
Yeah, I think we got to get clarity on that.
All right. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll call Wyatt and see what does he actually what is the perks of him owning that business right now? Because I don't think it's any.
Yeah, I think like the grow house. So like maybe instead of expanding too deep, the grow house, the dispensary, and getting tow businesses up may be a more like productive route we focus on before going, you know, expanding out. And then
Yeah, and see what they need. Yeah.
yeah. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's that we got to just generate value with the help of these guys. Okay. Anything else you want to bring up, Eve?
I think that's about it.
All right, easy.
Business-wise, yeah, I think that's it.
Tilly, your turn.
I don't think I have anything to bring up right now.
Okay, easy. All right.
Not that I can recall.
There is I brought Mina Rocket onto the team. He's got keys now and whatnot. Mina Rocket. Yeah.
I know Nino from back in Roosters.
Yeah, she's she
What's she like?
she is a good friend of mine, and I've set her out for a series of tasks, looking into materials, getting a pulse of the civilians, a bunch of other things. But as to her relationship,
very, very approachable, very kind as well.
She is.
She's nice. She's sweet.
Yeah.
She is. She's very sweet. She has a very infectious laugh. Yeah.
Oh, does she? Okay.
Transparently, she was my right-hand woman for maybe 8 years. So, you know,
8 years is a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, 8 years. So, you know,
So, it's like almost a decade.
yeah, it's almost a decade.
She's very reliable.
Yeah.
Oh, is she? She's very, very reliable. Good. 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 We need someone.
So generally, like where she goes, like right now, I'm kind of having her just kind of cook on her own accord, and well, this is what she came back with. So in a span of 24 hours, she pretty much solved materials, and we kind of discussed this a little bit in the food court. And while this is something that I think we probably all kind of felt, she has, you know, tangible information. The TLDR with materials is like this. Literally every non-affiliated sanitation worker is getting absolutely ass blasted by gangs. And in turn, they're just quitting and doing something else. And in turn, those gangs are just getting material themselves, meaning that there's no material and nobody is running any. No one is doing sanitation. So, quite frankly, regardless of if we move the sliders up and down, it ain't gonna do shit. Because if someone's like, oh yeah, let's go run sanitation, she got robbed 3 times out of 10 runs. So,
Jesus Christ.
yeah. Now, where do I go with this? The idea came up. Okay, this is going to sound mean, but I don't really give a shit. People are bozos in Los Santos, and it's like lemmings, you know? So, how do you get the lemmings to get material? More so than they normally would. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to pump the sliders all the way up and say, oh my God, material bonus day. And the feeling of FOMO may drive everyone and their mother to start getting material. Now,
Well, you should do it on Monday.
Why Monday?
Because then it could be Materials Monday.
No, but the thing is, Saturdays How do I put
Sunny
this?
Saturday to leave.
Saturday,
Oh,
Sunny
okay,
Saturday.
okay.
Yeah. Now,
I like that.
the thing is, people who are going to do the material are going to do it during the week anyways. But if you have a particular day where that we pump it up, just the notion of that like bonus, I think are going to drive people to do it anyways, right? And the FOMO and the and whatever. Now this may work, it may not work, but in my twisted mind, I feel like it's got potential. So I'm gonna kick that off tomorrow.
All right. And
You want me to make like a poster for it?
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. It's gonna be
the
cute.
thing though is that we just can't guarantee where those materials go. That it's probably just gonna go into the gang's GPU stack
Yeah.
and the normal civilian who needs materials. I don't know. It's just hard.
I'm gonna be honest. This is gonna sound tragic, but I'm kind of like, if it's the gangs that need the material primarily, like I know the mechanic shops do, right? But some of it bubbles down. I'm kind of like, I don't think it's worth our time trying to solve materials. It's actually a shit show. Like what we send the PD. Now, I will say that on Saturdays at least, PD knows that if the mechanics are popping, they have a reason to protect sanitation a little bit more. You know what I mean? But I feel like it's too much of a problem for us to uniquely solve. Like I just
agree.
And
It's always been a headache, but unfortunately, materials run the city.
Yep. And I also talked to a gang and a particular person in the gang, and when I brought it up, they were just like, "Oh yeah, I guess we're probably gonna rob some people because we need more material." I'm just like, I don't even want to have this conversation.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was just like, it's not even worth it, because like, how do you explain to a gangbanger that them robbing people is actually fucking them?
It's
You know?
adding to the
Yeah,
problem.
it is. I was like, it's you can what is it? You can lead a camel to water, but you can't make him drink it, or whatever the fuck that phraseology is.
Yeah.
Horse to water, yeah. So fuck, is there anything else? Oh yes. The counties are split. Wherever the PD processes them is where the money goes. Apparently LSPD is up to $500,000 and BCSO only has 15,000. I fully expect that BCSO is going to try to game the system, but that's illegal. Technically, they're stealing money from us. So something to kind of keep a heads up on, because if they start arresting people down here and bringing them up north, they technically that's can get them fired. So
It's like human trafficking at that point.
it's true. Yeah, you're actually extraditing them. It's
Yeah.
actually extradition. So I think it's gonna be great. We also have our own budgets. We're at 3.5 million, I think. So our money's rising. Yeah, I think oh my god.
We're rich.
We need an extradition legislation.
Yeah, I was thinking about I would love to see a court case on
Oh
human
my
trafficking
oh
while
my
under
god.
arrest.
Yo,
Jesus
we need
Christ.
this. Oh my god,
I
we
would
need
love
this.
to see a court
Holy
case on it.
shit. Yeah, if someone is found that like a police officer took them out of the county to process them without sign off by LSPD command, oh my lord. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. We need this. Oh my god. Oh, I love this. I love this. I am here for the spice.
Maybe a bit too much, Nino.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, if they catch someone in Blaine County that has an open warrant in Los Santos County, they'd send them over here. But yeah,
Oh,
no, sure.
yes. Oh my god. No, you're onto something. A legislation that actually Los Santos warrants have to be marked as Los Santos.
Yep.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is so
Oh,
good.
there's so much
Extradite those
headaches
motherfuckers.
that come from it, like from splitting the counties. It's There's so much stuff you have to think about.
I want to build a wall.
Well,
Yeah.
I've been letting LSPD kind of. I mean, they're starting to see that I wasn't. There was a bit of time where they thought I was just stirring, and I'm like, no, it's coming. Listen, you know, the shit didn't just happen just for like, you know, funsies. It's gonna get spicy.
Yeah, I'm
So-
honestly surprised that I brought that idea to you before a police officer did. Like, you would think a cop would think of that almost immediately and call you.
I think they haven't. They thought it was like a bluff, and I think that's slowly
Huh.
coming to their realization.
We're thinking about making
finally.
a Guantanamo Bay, so that way, you know, if somebody who lives over there commits crimes over here, we can torture them.
Oh my God, Jesus!
You said it was a good idea yesterday.
The Guantanamo. It's probably one of those like, you know, when I just say yes, like kind of when.
Yeah,
What was
you
that
do
thing?
A lot. You just
Okay,
ignore me.
yeah, but I didn't ignore you. It's because you ignored me, and I said something 5 times. Then you said something else, and I said yes because ADHD.
No, you just you
Guys?
ignore me, and then if you'll say it, and you'll be like, "Oh my God, I just thought of this
Yeah.
idea, crazy."
Okay.
Yes.
Lastly, Eve, are you going to be available later this evening, like late?
Depends. I could.
Okay. There's a sensitive conversation that cannot happen eyes open.
Okay.
Yeah. Um.
I'll be awake. Just email me to come in.
Okay. Easy.
On like the extradition stuff, like, am I technically an immigrant, guys?
I think like where you live and where your residency is coming down the line. So I think
Are
yes.
you one of them?
I mean, you could be on a work permit.
Do I need to get a work permit to work here?
Yeah, I
you
mean,
one of them?
possibly.
What do you mean one of them?
Are you one of
Julie?
them?
What do you mean one of them?
Are you a
Don't you have
voter?
an apartment? You have an apartment. Just claim that as your primary
Yeah, I
residence,
do.
and any
I
other
have, like-
residence. Yeah.
I have like I have 14 keys.
You have 14 keys.
Yeah.
14.
Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of keys, that I put a thing up. I want to illegalize cops open your keys and documenting it. That is the most
Dumbest shit I've
horseshit
ever heard.
thing ever. Yeah. And putting a
Why would they
30
do
days.
that?
It happens. Yeah, it's one of the biggest things that I learned while being a lawyer is that cops, if they arrest you, they're like taking all your key information. Like I saw
So
it in.
like what they can look at other people with the same keys and then
Yes.
do some 5-head investigative work and
Exactly.
say, "Ha, they live together."
Yeah, oh my God! Don't even
Yeah,
get
they
me
got, like,
started
they
on
have a mass
yesterday's court
document,
case.
And they'll
No, they
compare keys and
don't.
see whose keys has who.
No, that's genuinely
That's
what they're
crazy.
doing. Yeah. So like I don't, because the thing is like without due cause to look at those keys, it's so backwards. It's like, what are they like grabbing the keys, putting it in a mold, putting it into a fucking, you know, like a fucking storage area. You know, like I don't even know.
Crazy is like, how the fuck do they know whose keys belong to who? If you give me a
Yeah.
key and it belongs to her house, how the fuck am I supposed to know?
Well,
There's millions of keys.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
even if there was like an ingrained serial number, it's more why are you doing it to begin with, right? If you have reason to, right? Like, let's say you were involved in something where there might be trafficking, like you moved a lot of drugs or whatever. Now you kind of have cause because it's like, where could you be doing this illegal activity? But prior to that, without like reason for it, you're kind of, oh my God.
They're just doing it for the fuckery.
Article 3, rights of freedoms.
I don't know my tablet.
Number 4, the right to information. No. The right to privacy. Citizens have the right to personal privacy and protection from unwarranted disclosure of private information.
Oh my God! So the PD are just breaking
Oh, fuck.
breaking the Constitution.
Oh
every
my
time they do
God.
this.
I would argue yes, because it's like if someone got arrested and you just willy-nilly, like I'm going to be a little gross here, but they decided to like, you know, check your crevices, you know? Like, there's no right to do it. Like, why? You're in the drunk tank or whatever. Oh my God, this is crazy.
Yeah, they would have to have to come up with a legislation that says they can do that, but yeah, they shouldn't be doing that anyway.
Yeah. Yep. So, okay. Anything else we want to discuss?
I think I'm good for now.
Okay, easy. Okay, guys. Good shit. Today I'm probably chilling a little bit because yesterday I fucking cranked a lot of stuff out, but this evening I want to talk. Eve, we got to talk COP stuff. So,
Okay.
all right.
I'll
All
be
right.
back around in 3 hours, Nino, if you need anything.
All right, sounds good.
All
All
right, guys,
right,
take care.
easy.
Bye, Michael.
All right. Oh, let
Okay,
me
I'm
fire this off.
I'm gonna call Wyatt and find out about the business.
All right.
stuff. Oh, he's around. Perfect.
Sounds good. All right.
Call me if you need me.
Will do.
Love you.
Love you, Tilly. Bye.
Bye.
Marijuana Decriminalization Act. Los Santos County, citizens. Happy. All right, there we go.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Hey, look at that swatter.
Yep. I think that's huge. That's gonna
Yeah.